My name is Tobi Kahn. I want to make art that after you see it, you feel better about yourself and the world. So this was my first arc. So I was a kid and I was very close to my grandfather. I'm a Kohen. He was not, and he was very involved with the Chevra Kadisha. And he used to take me on Motzei Shabbat and Mariv, would go to places, and sometimes on Mondays and Thursdays would go to people's homes. And there were always these pine boxes that were there with the Torah in there. And I said to my Opa's German for grandpa, I said, Opa, this is so depressing. And he goes, well, then make something. So for his 90th birthday, I made the first one, and he got to see it. He loved it. This was my original whole studio, but now it's just storage. So I slept in there. That was my little area to sleep in. And this was my whole studio. It wasn't like this now. And you see those two little things there? So the Guggenheim Museum in 1984 came to look to purchase a work of mine. And I keep that there to remember how I started. So that big wall was my first big painting that the museum acquired. And then 2 years later, I was in that show that changed my life called New Horizons of American Art. This is where I am every day. The studio is 2 floors. I mix all my own paints. I'm obsessed with color. I studied with students of Joseph Albers, and I'm very committed to making colors that have color harmony, but I'm also very interested in blue because I think blue is a Jewish color, tchelet. And what I love about tchelet is there's so many different levels, and if you know the story about tchelet, it either comes from a snail or a fish. And when it comes out, it's clear, and then it goes through the whole color of the spectrum and then ends on this bluish purple color. My work is 20 layers of paint. The underpaintings I use gel medium, modeling paste, and then I use opaque color. And then the last 15 coats are glazes. All the paintings are based on photographs I've taken, and then I take the photographs. These are flowers from my daughter's wedding, and then I start with an underpainting, and then I work on it until it gets done. And then if I like it, I showed you this. This is how I work on the canvases. I first put down basic color. This is not the color that it's going to be, but I can map out how it looks in the space. So when people say, how long does a painting take? It can take anywhere between 3 and 6 months, but I work on 6 tables. I showed you 3 upstairs, and there are 3 down here, and everything is covered. So this is the Omer counter. This is the smaller version. The original version is in the Jewish Museum and the Minneapolis Museum. There are 29 versions of this in the world. So each piece comes out and only fits in one direction. And each piece is numbered on the bottom. And what interests me, so this was my bar mitzvah speech. I was born in May 8th to be exact. And my bar mitzvah parsha was Emor. And the rabbi and my father said, are you going to talk about the parsha? And I said, I don't like the parsha. So I've always been who I am. Like, if I like it, I'll do it. If I don't like it, I won't do it. So I said to my mom, I said, I don't want to do this parsha. And she goes, well, you're doing the parsha, but think about something else. I said, well, what about counting the Omer? Because I'm born right in the middle. And does it count if you are, it's called a katan, if you're a youngster and your bar mitzvah is in the middle, do you say a bracha before you're actually bar mitzvah or not? I loved that, and that was my drasha. I was very interested in diversity in Judaism, and I've been this way all my life, so this is not a new thing for me. And I like the idea that there's refracted and reflected light. So I believe each Jew makes the other Jew next to them more interesting because they're different. But this is the new Suka project that I'm doing. That will be at the JCC. And I waited for years to do this project until this amazing patron agreed with me, and I said I want it to be used all year round. And I like the idea of light coming in from the wall. Sukkot is my favorite Jewish holiday because you're inviting in the guests, you're inviting in nature. I'm very committed to art and healing. That's my biggest thing. I believe your soul gets healed when you see something beautiful. I'm thrilled that you wanted to come to an artist's studio. I mean, that to me, I believe that there are all different ways to get into Judaism, and I believe the visual is equally relevant to the word. So thank you for being here. I don't like empty space.